Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Aaron. This is lesson number 3 on bass notes and chords out of 5. I've done 1 and 2 already. And in the previous 2, we learned how to just find the root note on a chord, so C for a C chord. Then in the second video we said, hey, let's play the root and the 5th, so we played a C and a G. So we start getting a little bass line going on. Now in this video we're going to do the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. So we're going to take each tone from the chord, right? Remember, a triad has 3 notes. It's got a root, a 3rd, and a 5th. We're going to play each one of those individually so that we can hear what that sounds like with our playing. So check it out. We got a C. Here's a C chord. This is the first key that we're going to do in the cycle. So we have root C, then we'll play an E, then a G, then go back to E, and then C. So what I did was I played the root C on the 5th string, then I played E, the 3rd of the chord, on the 4th string, then I played a G, the 5th of the chord, on the 3rd string, then I went back to the 3rd of the chord, E, on the 4th string, and then home. Let me play a little of that. Now remember, it doesn't have to be in that ordered root 3rd, 5th, 3rd. You could vary it around. The point of all this is you want to know what you have available. You know, I could play a root here, go down to a 5th, which is G, then up to a 3rd, then maybe down to a 5th. I could go. All right, so I start making some bass lines here, but I'm using each chord tone from the triad and just playing those where I think appropriate. Okay, let's go to the next chord in the key. This would be G. Okay, root is on the 6th string. It's a G note. The 3rd of the G chord, B, is on the 5th string. And the 5th of the G chord's on the 4th string. So we have. This one's kind of nice. It's laid out nice because the notes are on the low strings and they're in order. Okay, so root, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, root, that's the key of G. Again, G root, B 3rd, D 5th, back to 3rd, which would be B, okay? All right, so again, you know, experiment with these. You can mix around the order. You could jump octaves. The most important thing is to know all these notes here, know what you have available to use. All right, let's go to the next key, D. Now this one's a little bit harder, I think, because the 3rd of the chord, let's take a look at where the 3rd of the chord is. It's up here on the 1st string, so that's kind of hard to use as a bass note. It's a little high, so our other options would be to take our thumb and get an F sharp here, which is the 3rd of a D chord. Okay, the other thing is your pinky over here could get an F sharp in a different octave. But let's play around with this. So a root of the D chord is the 4th string. The 3rd, I'll use my thumb here. On the 6th string, this is F sharp, the 3rd of the chord. So I went D root, 4th string, F sharp, 3rd of the chord, 5th string, and then A is open A on the 5th string, so that works. So so that one's a little, oh yeah, we talked about the F sharp, the 3rd of the chord over here. You could use this. So root and 3rd by using this pinky. both on the 4th string, root D, F sharp D. Sorry, root D, F sharp, 3rd of the chord. All right, so play around with this. These are cool. These are good for voice leading. They're good for chord melody. They're good for backing people up. Okay, let's go into the A chord now. So we got the root on the 5th string is an A note. Now the C sharp's over here. Okay, so we could use the C sharp here, which would be 2nd fret on the 2nd string, but that's not a real bassy note. So if we want it to sound bassy, we're probably going to have to resort to playing like a bar chord. I got to be careful not to hit that 1st string because you end up an A with an F sharp, it's like a 6th chord. So I'm going root on the 5th string, C sharp 3rd, that would be on the 5th string as well, it's on the 4th fret, and then I'm playing the E note on the 4th string. Okay, hopefully you can hear that in there. So that one's a little bit harder to grab the 3rd, but get creative here. Figure out how to do it. Figure out a fingering that's going to work. Know where the note is. Okay. Okay. Then lastly, we got the E chord. Okay, our root is here on the 6th string, E. So a G sharp is going to be the 3rd. A little bit of a stretch. We could do this. So we'd have E. G sharp is the 3rd, so this would be 4th fret on the 6th string, G sharp. And then we got a B note on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So there's our root, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, root. A little bit of a stretcher. Again, if we looked somewhere else, we'd have the root, the 5th here. This is a root again. The 3rd, to make it easy, is on the 1st fret, the G sharp of the 3rd string. But again, it's kind of a high note, so you're not really getting a lot of bass out of that. But you could use it if you wanted to. Right? So we're just understanding what each chord is made of, where the root is, where the 3rd is, where the 5th is, and you're going to find that this is helpful in a lot of types of playing. And when it becomes maybe physically too hard, then you might look at a different voicing that's better, that's going to fit you, but you're going to have that knowledge to extract those specific notes that you want when you want them. Okay, so I hope that's helpful to you. Again, if I haven't said it already, check out my website, aaronrashaw.com. I've got a PDF on, chords and keys and that cycle of fifths thing. It's free. It's helpful. Got a couple examples on there. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be awesome as well, because I've passed the 3,000 subscriber mark threshold, but I'm still low on watch hours. So more people I get watching, I'm going to get some benefits down the road. So anyhow, share it with somebody, like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.